I didn't want to have them have to take the funds out and then where do the funds go. Like it's not a position you want to put your heirs in. Like they'll have to recreate a wallet or whatever, and then it goes to a hot wallet, and then it's gone. So the goal is to build a multi-generational vault, and the way I found to do that is to separate the heirs from the guardians. And it goes a little bit in the technical details, but I'll try to make it as brief as possible. The guardians are people who you can trust, like family members who you can trust not to understand Bitcoin, not to do anything with your Bitcoin, but to keep recovery packages secure and protected. That's everything you ask them to do. So ideally, they would be property owners, people that have a house in which they can store the recovery package, and that's it. The second thing is that they have to understand that the heirs cannot access the recovery package before your death. And the heirs will have another recovery package, which is slightly different from the ones for the guardians, and I'll explain why in a moment. And so the goal is that the heirs to sign transactions from the vault will have to manually, physically go to each guardian to sign a transaction. So that way, the heirs have incomplete information and the guardians have incomplete information. The guardians cannot collude and the heirs cannot collude. So how do I do that? What I did is I built a 3 of 5 multi-signature wallet with a passphrase on top of each seed. That means that there are 5 signing keys and there are 5 seeds and 1 passphrase. All right. And the passphrase goes on top of each seed. The 5 seeds are distributed to 4 guardians and yourself as the vault owner. And the passphrase, copies of the passphrase are distributed to your heirs. And that way, the heirs, if they want to sign a transaction, have to go to 3 of the 5 guardians to sign the transaction. Now, it can seem complex, and it is complex to build it. And this is a protocol that I completely outlined, and it's I have a course for that is a step-by-step protocol, which is very easy to follow, actually. And for the heirs, you have recovery packages with all the instructions to help them go through all of the steps to sign a transaction. And you have all of the explanations. I would go as far as to say that it's the protocol that is probably the most complex, but also the best explained in terms of recovery instructions. There are a lot of instructions that are in there with diagrams and graphics and flowcharts and everything. And the goal is to build a vault that can keep being used. And this is what is very important, is how do you engineer a setup that next generations can continue using? Because maybe they'll learn how to use Bitcoin in a very simple way, in a very, just using a vault. But you're the architect, you're building the vault, and you're doing that for the future generations.